Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of Mormon Felon Businessman Discusses Bricks and Minifigs. My name is Marshall Holland, and I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm also a felon, and I own my own business, and so I feel like a unique perspective on this. Opinions discussed here are solely mine and not that of the church or anyone else. So let's talk about a few things that I was curious of, and so I did some more research and stuff, watched some other videos and different things. So one is the buzzing that's always in the body cam. I've never watched a bunch of body cam footage, but apparently that buzzing that's always in the body cam occasionally kind of sounds like a text message. It means that the device is actively recording typically. So it gives the officer a reminder that, hey, don't do anything stupid because you're on video. You know, your body cam's actively recording. So one of the other things that's interesting, so in the body cam footage after the swatting incident, the Officer Adamson in that video says something about the Airbnb host and something along the lines of Hydro and Desert Eagle. There's a couple of things that could be. Some people online say he said Hydra and the Desert Eagle, and Hydra is typically a UK based police training simulation, and from all the stuff I've looked at, I couldn't find American Fork actually having done any Hydra training. So I don't think that's it. The next option, right, is lots of people know Hydro as a strain of weed. So I mean, he very could be talking about, you know, they smoked some pot and shot some guns out in the country or something. But I don't think that's probably it either, but it could be. So the most likely aspect of that is going to be hydro dipping. So a lot of things, including firearms, can be hydro dipped, or it's where they put a graphic in water and on water, and then they dip the item in the water. So that can be done with tumblers, it can be done with firearms, and it's pretty common with firearms to give it a different look and an image on it. So my best assumption on that is that he's talking about hydro dipping the Desert Eagle with this guy. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. That's just what I've come up with. Next thing, let's talk about one of the videos I watched talked about Bricks and Minifigs most likely donating to the church, and is important to the church. And that Bricks and Minifigs themselves wouldn't have donated to the church. The corporation itself is not important to the church. The CEO and the employees of the company and Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, most likely all pay their tithing to the church, yes. That would be similar to the plate being passed around at your local church and you donating. The church, you know, just because they pay tithing to the church doesn't mean the organization of the church is, you know, that they are important, or that Bricks and Minifigs is important to the organization of the church. So I find that claim pretty off topic, you know, not accurate. One of the other things is it talked about Josh Johnson being in the High Council. So most people probably don't know what a High Council is in the LDS Church and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We're divided into wards, and wards is basically a geographic area that you live in, and that's the congregation that you go to. Then the next level up from a ward is a stake, and as a stake, it's typically 8 to 12 wards, somewhere along there, and there's a stake presidency over that really oversees that, and then further than that, there's a high council, which is 12 individuals that do a number of things. They give talks in the local congregation. If there needs to be a disciplinary council, they typically sit on that, and they oversee some of the organizations in the stake, like the Sunday school or the youth organizations or different things like that, so that things can be communicated more efficiently from the ward level to the stake level. So a high council really isn't, it's not a high position in the church. It's not something that, puts them into a high position in the church that you can criticize the church about, really. Next thing let's talk about is the civil rights lawyer did a 5-part series on the body cam, and I liked his footage a lot. He talks about a number of different things in there. One of the things I liked the most, he talked about interviewing, so he interviewed Solomon Radner in one of them. Solomon Radner is going to be the civil rights attorney that is taking on, for my understanding, the civil rights case for many of the people that were harassed by the American Fork Police Department. So he's going to file a civil suit on their behalf. And as part of that, they are able to take depositions from all the officers involved. So these depositions are under oath and can be up to 7 hours long. So when something's under oath, if you lie under oath and it can be proven that you lied, then you can face penalties of perjury. So once again, that's all going to rely on the DA pressing charges, though, so we don't know whether that would happen either. Another thing in that lawsuit is they can depose Ammon McNeff, they can depose Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, they can depose all these guys and talk to them under oath. Ask them questions under oath about the Legos, about all these things, and if you can prove that they lied under oath, then hopefully you can get the DA to take up perjury charges on them at the very least, if not something worse. Then I've got a clip I took the other day that I'm going to include in this video about email. So Ammon McNeff and his email fiascos. So that video I watched was from the barbecue counselor, and let's go to the video I recorded the other day. I was just watching another video on YouTube about Bricks and Minifigs CEO Ammon McNeff and the lawsuit involving his dad and Legally Minded, I think it is, the family company before, when his dad and him and his brother were all in dispute. So one of the things claimed in the lawsuit is that, I find this ironic, is that Ammon McNeff was in charge of the email account that the AWS, Amazon Web Services, sent the delinquent notice to. And apparently Ammon never got the email. Like, that sounds very familiar to the Bricks and Minifigs case, right? Ammon never got the email. That seems to be the ongoing thing with Ammon. He doesn't get the emails. Once again, as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as an active member, I try to be honest in my dealings, and the Bricks and Minifigs people both at corporate and Brandon Best and Josh Johnson should try and do the same. There are many times where they allegedly lied, and it really looks that way to me. And the best bet for a conclusion to this situation is to go ahead and make it right. Better late than never. You know, the longer this thing drags on, the worse it looks for y'all, based on the things that y'all have said that do not seem accurate. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. I'm going to have, it seemed like a lot of people were interested in my story as a Mormon felon. And so I'm going to go through a longer version of that in the coming weeks. I'm kind of doing an outline now because there's some things that I don't want to forget in the story, and the short version I told in the last story leaves out a bunch of things in it. So like and subscribe so you can get notified when I come out with the new version of that.